My mother put me out with the rubbish when I was 2 weeks old. This is where my life started.
A social worker came. I asked her, please don't take him, but she did.
Every year, thousands of people come to us looking for missing family.
My dad left my life. I know nothing. I feel like half of me is missing.
Sometimes it's to solve a mystery that's troubled them for decades.
I've had in the back of my mind that my mum could have been murdered.
She took this to her grave?
Or to end the torment of what they don't know.
I've struggled with a sense of self because of my background.
Did she genuinely really not want me?
So imagine the moment when the burning questions can finally be answered.
It's Davina. Put the kettle on.
Yes! It's just blowing my mind.
In this series, we discover extraordinary stories.
That's your mum.
God, she's lovely.
Finding people around the world who nobody else could trace.
Sorry, it's massive.
How you doing?
I waited 43 years for that hug.
Reuniting families who've spent a lifetime apart.
Flipping heck. Hello, family. It's very strange being here. To realise that my mum was living here while she was pregnant with me. And she went into hospital and had me, but then came home without me. Never pushing a baby in a pram across the doorstep. Can't imagine it. Did she genuinely, really not want me?
Our first searcher, Sara Hathaway's questions, are typical of adopted people who come to us, but the answers we found for Sara about her birth mother tell an extraordinary and complicated story. 57-year-old Sara Hathaway is a mother of 2 grown children.
I live here with my son, Ewan.
Hello.
Oh, yeah, how are you?
I'm all right, how are you?
And my daughter, Rebecca, is currently living in Australia, in Perth. Do you want a cuppa?
Yes, please.
Being a mum has been the best thing ever. The hardest job in the world, but the best job. And I'm really proud of them.
Sara was adopted as a baby by Dilys and Kenneth Hathaway.
I grew up with my elder brother, Dan, and my younger brother, Joe. We were all adopted from different families. We were always messing about, building dens. We just had a lovely outdoor childhood. Very lucky. I've always known I was adopted. My parents' angle on it was, you're very special to us because we chose to have you.
The whole family remained close as they got older. But sadly, when Sara was in her 40s, tragedy tore it apart.
This is a picture of my adopted mum, Dilys, and my big brother, Dan. I lost both Mum and Dan in 2007. It was a very tough year. Well, I lost the 2 people I was closest to. Yeah. And I know my life would have been very different if my big brother was still around. My family had changed forever. And that's when I thought, well, I need to find out about my birth mother and who I am and where I come from.
Sara applied for her adoption papers, which revealed that her birth mother's name was also Sara.
Hi.
And that she was living in Cardiff when she gave birth to her. It also painted a picture of her birth mother's life.
Records show that Sarah's family background was not very stable. Sarah Williams had been married previously to a policeman in Kenya, but was widowed when he was killed in a crash. So I knew that she'd had a traumatic time. Due to Sarah Williams being a widow at the time of your birth and her not being able to offer you a home, Sarah decided that adoption was in the best interests of her child. It's just tragic. Miss Williams left the UK in August 1966 to live in South Africa. I have a lot of questions. Have I got South African half-siblings? Part of me feels excited that there may be more family out there.
Sarah's search is among the most complicated we've taken on. Despite our best efforts, we could find no trace of Sarah Williams in South Africa. Our breakthrough came when we discovered that she hadn't used her real name on the adoption papers. And when she moved to South Africa, she went by her actual name, Sally Geraldine Williams. With this new name, we were able to trace Sally's half-sister. We made contact with her, and she told us that sadly, Sally had died in 2014 in South Africa. But she also told us some incredible information. Sally had 4 other children. Our son, Steve, was born in Cardiff a year before our search for Sarah. Sally placed him in care at just a few weeks old, and he still lives in Wales. Then after she had Sarah, Sally gave birth to Kerry in South Africa. And again, she placed her child in care. When Kerry grew up, she moved to the UK. Then Sally had Jackie, followed by a 4th sibling, also born in South Africa, who's not appearing in Long Lost Family. Steve, Kerry and Jackie knew each other, but none of them knew about Sarah. Steve and Kerry are meeting me together near Kerry's home. Sadly, Sarah will never get the opportunity to meet her birth mother. So what can her siblings tell her about their mother's life? Steve, Kerry.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Come through.
Thank you. So, amazing news.
Yeah.
What was your initial reaction when you actually heard this news? Did you believe it?
Unbelievable. When I was in a home, in Bernardo's home and everything, I didn't think I'd have any family. Yeah.
You were in a Bernardo's home.
Yeah.
So tell me about your beginnings, as it were.
Well, I was born in Cardiff, and after 2 or 3 weeks, Sally put me up for fostering, where I grew up for 6 years in a children's home. And then from the age of 7, I was fostered by a family in Cardiff until I joined the Armed Forces.
Kerry, where were you born?
I was born in Durban, South Africa. I believe it was an affair. My mum, Sally, was married at the time. Her husband didn't want someone else's child, which is when she approached the child welfare to put me up for adoption.
Did you think about your birth mother?
The older I got, the more curious I got. So I wrote to the Salvation Army, and within 6 weeks, they told me that they'd found my mother. My grandmother, Granny Paula, corresponded with me. She said that it's too much for your mother. She doesn't want to speak about it.
And Granny Paula knew about you?
Well, she knew about Steve first, and then when I turned up 6 months later, when I was 23, 24, Granny Paula wrote to me and she introduced me to Steve. The next thing he said, I'm on my way. And he turned up the next morning. And yeah, 24 years, Steve and I have been joined at the hip, really.
It was amazing. I felt on top of the world.
Yeah.
That's choked me up a bit.
You never managed to meet your birth mother?
No, Kerry went back.
I did.
You did?
I did. She asked me about my childhood. I showed her pictures. I showed her a picture of my big brother.
Did she show interest in the picture?
Broke my heart.
That must have been tough.
I'm not bitter towards her. She must have had something that stopped her from doing this, from being this mother.
Do you have a photo?
I have a couple.
And Kerry, is that how you remember her when you met her? Like that, yeah. But I bet you pinch yourself every day that you've got family.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've got sisters.
Yeah. To know about Jackie.
Jackie is your other sibling.
Yeah, in South Africa.
She's, a bit younger than me.
It's such a shame that Jackie can't be with us. But next best thing, we can speak to her. So here we are. There she is.
Hello, Jack.
Hello, Jack.
Yeah. Tell me about, if you would, growing up with your mother, Sally.
It was hard. It was never a happy childhood. My father was an abuser, a domestic violence. My mom would up and leave and not come back for hundreds of days, and we just had to live like that. My mom also spent time in prison for fraud.
So, Jackie, did your mother tell you about other children?
Not even when I found out about Kerry and Stephen. I kept asking her stuff and she would change the subject. She went to the grave with all her secrets and,
We've all got each other now, Jackie.
Yeah.
To happier things. How was this news that you got yet another sister, Sarah?
It's amazing.
I should tell you about your sister. She was born in Cardiff and she was adopted after 6 weeks. She had a fantastic adoption. But she started to think about her birth mum more and more and more after her mother and her brother Dan died. So she started to think that her family had shrunk. She has no idea about you guys.
The poor woman, she doesn't know what's going to hit her.
Frightening.
I'm dying to know what she looks like.
I have a photograph.
Oh, yes, please.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my goodness.
God, you can see... Well, I can see Granny Paula.
And Jackie.
And Jackie in there, yeah.
Right, you ready, Jack?
Please.
There she is. Can you see her?
She looks just like Gran.
That's exactly what Steve said.
She looks just like Gran.
Yes. Oh, I can't wait to meet her.
I also can't wait. I'm so excited.
It's amazing.
Our next searcher had a child nearly 60 years ago when she was just a teenager. Powerless to keep her son in the face of her own mother's shame, she has been desperate to find him ever since.
When I gave birth to my son, I was 16. I was a child, really. There was a stigma attached to being an unmarried mother at that time. It wasn't my choice that he was adopted. I wanted to keep my baby.
"74-year-old grandmother Diane Kerridge lives in Dorset, but is originally from Norwich. She grew up here in the 1960s.
Yes, we used to have the youth club in this hall here. Occasionally they would have a dance night. The girls would be one side and then the boys would be the other side. And then gradually you'd get chatting. And then the boys and girls would mix more, and it was really good fun. I met Stephen. I think I'd seen him a couple of times here before I finally met him. And we were both 14. So, yeah, very young, very young.
After nearly 2 years of dating, Diane discovered she was pregnant.
I was really, really shocked. And I spoke to my parents, and my mother was very angry. His parents were very supportive. My father was, but my mother made all the decisions and decided that I would have the baby adopted when it was born. And there was no question about that.
When Diane later married and had more children, she kept this part of her past as a shameful secret. It was only when her eldest daughter Tanya was in her 20s that Diane finally told her story.
My mother was obviously very ashamed of me, and she just didn't want anybody to know about it.
No, just kind of hid you away.
And she did that quite successfully.
Yeah.
Because nobody did know. It was very, very hard.
Yeah. This was the West Norwich Hospital. This was the maternity ward here at the time. I gave birth to my son here.
I was in hospital altogether 9 days, so I had quite a few days with him. I couldn't stop looking at him. He was such a beautiful baby. I named the baby Paul. On the last day, a social worker came. I knew that she was coming to take him, and I asked her. Sorry. I asked her, please don't take him. But she did. I was just so traumatized at losing him. My feelings are just the same as the day when I gave birth to him. And I would like him to know that.
Diane Kerridge is looking for the son that her mother forced her to give up when she was a teenager. 3 years ago, she made a discovery whilst going through her late mother's papers.
This photograph was sent by the adoption agency, obviously to my mother's address, and I never received it, along with some other letters that were sent to me giving progress on Paul and how he was getting on with foster parents. But my mother intercepted my letters, and I never got to read them.
I think of him all the time on his birthday, and I think of him at Christmas and wondering how he's getting on. And it's never left me at all, never. I just feel desperately that I need to find him.
Our specialist intermediaries started the search with Paul's original birth certificate and made an application to learn his new name. They discovered that after his adoption, he was still called Paul, but his surname had changed to Cox. At the time of his adoption, Paul's adoptive parents were living in Twickenham, in southwest London. Our social work team looked for Paul in the UK, but couldn't find him. By trawling social media, we were able to identify a Paul Cox from Twickenham of about the right age, now living in America. Paul moved to Los Angeles in the mid-1990s. He forged a career as a specialist audio engineer and has worked with some major international music stars, including Madonna and Stevie Wonder. I'm meeting him at the house that he shares with his partner, Kelly. Since her son was taken away from her when he was just 9 days old, Diane has yearned to see him again. But did Paul know anything about Diane? Was he even aware he was adopted? And how does he feel that his birth mother has tracked him down after nearly 60 years? Paul,
Nicky,
how are you doing?
good. It's a pleasure to meet you. Welcome to Los Angeles.
Thank you.
Please, this way.
High in the hills.
Yes, I see.
Wow, look at that. Where's the famous Hollywood sign from here?
We're actually directly behind the Hollywood sign, and it's right on that hill range.
It's really wonderful of you to see me today, by the way. Thank you.
Well, thank you for coming.
I know how much it's going to mean to your birth mother. The fact that she's looking for you, Paul, how much of a surprise is it?
It really is quite a surprise.
Really?
Especially because I initiated a search for her back in 2010.
You searched for her?
I did. And the end result was a receipt of a obituary. So I've actually thought she's been dead for all this time. So it's pretty surreal, to say the least.
An obituary, so how did that happen?
Well, I enlisted the use of an agency, and obviously whatever path they went down to trace this person, it was the wrong person, but it was the same name, the same area, and the date of birth as well.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
And finding out that she was dead, how did that make you feel?
That I'd missed out, that I should have looked earlier.
Have you always known that you're an adopted person?
I wasn't really sat down and told that I was adopted. I actually discovered a letter when I was 8, rifling through a drawer, and it was the original adoption letter.
And it was never spoken about?
No. And I also didn't really feel the need to ask, because my adoptive parents, they were very sweet, very kind. They did the best they could, but I never felt connected. And when I found this letter, it was really enlightening. That explains how I don't feel connected. I just felt very out of place.
Yeah, you felt that disconnect. So,
Yeah.
Diane, your mother, your mum,
My mum.
she met your birth father when they were 14.
14, okay.
The youth club in Norwich was where everyone got together. Nearly 2 years later on, she found that she was pregnant. And her mother clamped down and said, "You have brought shame on yourself and you have brought shame on the family."
God, it's a lot to go through. It must have been just terrible to be dealing with that through your teenage years. I just can't imagine the emotions and just the turmoil that would have caused throughout her life to this point.
So you've got 2 sisters.
I've got one sister who was also adopted.
No, I'm telling you. You've got...
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, really? I have 2? Really? Fantastic. Wow, okay. Yeah, that's amazing, yeah.
She lives in Dorset, very close to her 2 daughters. They live there as well. And they're all a really tight-knit family, yeah.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
And she's in good health?
Yeah, she's in great health.
Great.
What are you going to say?
What am I going to say? Wow, okay, give me 1 second here. I think I would like to say to her that everything's okay and I'm sorry for what she had to go through. And just thank you for thinking of me. Yeah.
So I have a photo.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
There's your mother.
Oh, wow, look at that. She's beautiful. I had no idea in my head what she would look like. Wow. That's really great.
Yes.
It's come a long way from an obituary. Kelly?
Kelly.
Come and have a look. So that's my mum.
She has your chin.
She has. She definitely looks like the kind of person that makes a really good cup of tea. That's important.
Now we can make her a cup of tea.
Yeah, when she comes to visit.
Ever since the tragic death of her adoptive mother and brother 15 years ago, Sara Hathaway has been searching for her birth family. Well, her family's about to get a whole lot bigger, because today I can deliver the fantastic news that she has siblings who would love to meet her. Off camera, Sara has been told the sad news that her birth mother has died. Hi, Sara.
Hi, Davina. Would you like to come in?
Yes, thank you.
Come on through.
Thanks for seeing me today.
It's a pleasure.
How do you feel after the news about your birth mother not being with us anymore?
Nothing really prepares you for the news.
No.
She was a stranger, but she's still absolutely fundamental to who I am.
I want to tell you a bit about her. So the reason why she was hard to find was because she went by the name Sally. She was in South Africa and she had a bad marriage. He was violent.
Oh.
And so she had a tough time with him. So they had no money, and she did spend a stint of time in prison.
Gosh.
From fraud.
God. That's tough. Oh, that poor woman. Wow.
I have got a photo.
Really? Oh, gosh.
This is your birth mother.
Oh, gosh. Hello, Mum. She's smiling. That's good. Yeah. Did she have any children? No. No way.
So, Sara.
Yes.
You have got a brother and two sisters who are so pleased that you found them.
Oh, I was not expecting that. Oh my God, seriously. That means so much.
So you've got Steve.
Steve, okay.
Steve. He's 59.
Right, so he's my older brother then?
He was a Bernardo's,
Bernardo's boy.
He was in Cardiff and he now lives in North Wales. And he's had a good life. Your sister, who's called Kerry.
Kerry, right.
She's 47.
Okay.
She lives near Portsmouth.
Okay.
Sort of south coast. She was brought up in South Africa.
She was brought up in
Yeah,
right.
but adopted.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
this gets so complicated.
Yeah. So she was the result of an affair that your mum had. After Carrie's adoption, your mum went on and had another baby, Jacqueline.
Jacqueline?
With the husband. So Jacqueline is actually 46. Jacqueline does live in South Africa.
She does.
Jacqueline lived with them till she was 6. Then Sally went into prison.
Oh, God, wow.
And then Jacqueline was left with the abusive dad. So she had a tough time.
So my mum was a very complex
Yes.
person by the sounds of things.
Yeah. So Kerry stayed in contact with your granny, who put them in touch with each other.
Wow.
And they have become firm friends.
This is unbelievable.
I've got a picture of your siblings if you'd like.
No! Oh, go on. Bring it on. Yeah.
This is Steve.
Steve's my older brother. Hi, Steve. Oh, my gosh. Oh, that's fantastic. I can't believe this, Davina. I can't believe this. I got a big brother. Wow.
Next up, we've got... This is Kerry, your sister.
This is just so surreal. I cannot. Oh, I can't wait to...
Got another one to show you.
Come on then, bring it on.
So this is Jacqueline.
Oh, hello. Hiya, Jacqueline. Flipping heck. Hello, family. Oh, I can't tell you how excited I am.
Sarah has travelled to Hampshire to meet her siblings for the first time.
I feel like a bottle of champagne bubbling away, and it just feels so good.
Steve and Kerry will be setting off soon,
There we go.
with younger sister Jackie standing by in South Africa to meet Sarah via video call.
Can't wait. I wonder what she's going to be like. I hope she's a camper. We'll have to invite her camping.
Yeah, well, if she isn't a camper, she will be.
They'll be meeting at a local pub near Kerry's hometown of Havant.
There you go.
Thank you.
What I'm looking forward to today is that split second where our lives change completely. It's a huge moment.
Okay.
Welcome.
I'm up for Big Brother. Come here.
Hello, sis. It's not a crutch.
This is really happy.
Yes.
God, have we got some stories?
Yes, we
How long have you got? Oh, come and sit down.
Oh,
Gosh.
God, you never ever think this is going to happen, do you?
No, definitely not.
How long have you guys known of each other? For a long, long time.
24.
24 years.
Really?
We want you to join our big happy
Yeah,
family.
100%.
Do you know, that's all I wanted is a big family, and mine got smaller and smaller.
Well, you got a humongous family.
Yes.
Are you outdoorsy?
Yeah, very.
Fabulous. She fits in nicely.
Yes. I'm always up at the mountains.
Camping, kayaking.
Camping, there we go.
Camping, fabulous. We're going this July, by the way. I'll send you the dates.
So,
Oh,
come on, tell me more then, like kids and everything like that, come on.
Well,
I've got 4.
Yeah.
I've got 4 adopted siblings, and then I've got my husband who's got 3 older children, and then we've got 2 girls, Sophie and Grace.
How big's this family?
It's huge, and they all want you to come and meet them and get to know them. And
Yeah, definitely. And party.
so, yeah,
Party. So, tell me a bit more about Jackie.
we could talk to her.
That'd be nice. Hi, Jack.
Hello, love. I've got someone here who wants to meet you.
Can't wait to meet her.
Hi.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Jackie.
How are you?
Well, like you, a bit blown away by all this and finding out that I've got a big brother and 2 little sisters.
I just wish I was there to hug you and
Oh,
hold you.
bless you. There's just going to be so many questions, Jackie, and so much to learn about everybody.
We'll be in contact all the time.
Yes.
We will never lose contact.
No.
I love you, Kerry.
Love you too, baby.
Love you too. Bye.
Bye.
Oh my goodness. This has been, apart from giving birth to my children, the most amazing day of my life.
Yeah, definitely.
It means the world to me to have brother and sisters.
As if we knew her and we just hadn't seen her for a while.
We're going to have so much fun.
We are going to have loads of fun.
We're going to see each other as often as we can.
Absolutely. I love all the similarities we've got with the outdoors, and yeah, so I think there may be a few mountains we're going to climb together.
Diane Kerridge has been looking for her son Paul, who she was forced to give up nearly 60 years ago.
It wasn't my choice that he was adopted. That choice was taken from me. And I've loved him. I still love him.
The trauma of losing Paul has never left Diane. And having searched for decades, she's worried she might never see him again. But today, I can give her the best possible news. Her son has been found.
Hi, Davina.
Hi, Diane.
Do come in.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Thanks for talking to me, Diane. So how have you been?
It's been very difficult at times, but it's quite good to talk about it. There's not a day goes by when I don't think about him.
What do you remember about him?
He was such a lovely baby. And he had beautiful, clear skin. And he was just an absolute joy.
Diane, we have found your son.
Oh, my God. I can't believe it. Oh, my God. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh, that's absolutely amazing to me. Oh, I'm so happy. I can't tell you, I'm so happy. I never thought this day would come. And is he well?
He's really well.
Oh, that's amazing.
He, in fact, even asked an agency to try and find you.
Really?
And they found a death certificate for a Diane from Norfolk, your age.
Really?
Yeah. So he thought you'd died.
Oh, my God.
So to get this news
I bet
was
he was...
extraordinary.
Good heavens.
He doesn't live in this country.
Right.
He lives in LA.
My gosh. And he's very happy there?
He loves it.
Brilliant.
He's very into music production. He's been very successful.
Oh, I'm so happy for him. That's incredible.
We'd love to get you two together, if you'd like.
Oh, God, I can't wait.
Is it hard to sort of imagine what he looks like now?
Well, it is in a way.
I actually might have a picture, if you'd like to see.
Oh, my gosh, I would. I would.
This is your son.
Oh, my word. Oh, my word. Yeah. Oh, he looks a really nice, warm person. That's amazing.
thank you so much.
Nearly 60 years after giving him up for adoption, Diane has come to London to meet her son Paul.
I'm most looking forward to telling him I have never forgotten him, and I've always loved him.
Paul has flown over from LA with his partner Kelly.
Here we go. It was an uneasy night, but just through more of excitement of the situation versus nerves or anything like that.
It's going to be amazing. She's going to love you.
Thank you. Thanks for everything.
That's great. Okay.
I've missed so much of his life, but we can make up for it now. Meeting him will give me peace of mind at last.
They've arranged to meet in a pub close to where Paul is staying.
I've been thinking a lot about, obviously, what she's been through over all these years and the unfairness of it all. And it's just nice that, you know, as of today, we can change all that. It's so great to meet you.
Pleased to see you.
I'm so pleased when I found out that you were looking for me.
Were you?
Yeah. Please take a seat. Oh. Yeah, let's put this over here. I can't believe it.
I know.
I really can't.
I know.
I'm so pleased.
I just can't get my head around it. It's just incredible. I was always worried that you might think that I'd wanted to give you away. So I wanted to reassure you that wasn't what happened and that I hadn't forgotten you.
I've never held any resentment at all.
Oh, I'm so pleased to hear that. Yeah, oh, that's great. Over the years, I used to think about you an awful lot, particularly on your birthday. And on your birthday, I always like to leave that day free to be a quiet day, just to think and wonder where you were and what you were doing. But just feel so sad that I couldn't be spending time with you. I do get a bit emotional about it still.
I would think of you also on my birthday.
Did you?
Yeah. Christmas. As of today,
yes,
you'll never have those feelings again.
He has my blue eyes. And as I looked at him, I thought, gosh, you look just like me. He's definitely my son.
So it'd be lovely to see you as often as you'd be kind enough to put up with us.
I think I could manage that.
Okay.
I think I definitely could.
Okay. I definitely felt a connection. It's an amazing feeling of just all this time not knowing something, and then it's sitting right in front of you. Hi.
This is my daughter, Tanya.
It's so great to meet you. I can't believe this day is here. It's just amazing.
And this is my granddaughter, Chloe.
It's so wonderful to meet you. And I feel now that I have a family. It's something that was missing.
It's all okay now.
Yeah.
Everything's okay.
But I'm just so glad that a weight has lifted, because you needed.
Paul has invited me to go over to Los Angeles whenever I like, which would be wonderful. I just feel I've got my boy back. I do. It's just a wonderful feeling.
Cheers. Cheers. To family.
To family.